Good day, all. Good evening, wherever you're at. I hope you're doing well and faring well in these times of slovenliness, disgusting behavior, and people that are indulging left and right in all sorts of things in a way that has terraformed our world to a vile degree. I live in a place where there's plastic surgery advertised everywhere. There's alcohol, there's liquor stores everywhere. And there's this general me first kind of attitude that's expressed in how this world runs. And it's weird to be in hate, to sit in hate, and I want to perfect the idea of hatred, because it's something that I think we need to confront. And even Jesus hated. He hated the Nicolaitans. The Nicolaitans. So Revelation 2:6, Jesus told the church of Ephesus, "But this thou hast in your favor, that thou hatest the deeds of the Nicolaitans, which I also hate." And when you think of Nicolaitans, you think of Nick, that root Nick word, Nickelodeon, old Saint Nick, as in Santa Claus, right? Knickerbockers, New York Knicks, knickknacks. To nick something is to cut something. These people cut themselves up to form an image that is disgusting, fake, phony, and based in a completely vain sense. They are the most vain people you will find. And they surround us. And I've been looking at old people and looking at people through Facebook. It is the majority of people that act like this. They show their signs and symbols. They're grotesque. And we're going to go through this together, because I think it's helpful to perfect your hatred and know what your enemy is and know how they behave. So, what is the doctrine of the Nicolaitans in the Bible? As I hinted at, they lead lives of unrestrained indulgence. It doesn't matter what the situation is. They're looking for that beer. They're looking for that hit. Doesn't matter. They're always thinking about it. They don't sit in the moment and do the work and be good. They're thinking about how they can indulge later. And I've been there. I've been, brainwashed or brain sullied by this world. And I've behaved like them from being around them. And each day it gets a little bit better, and I can see clearer when I acknowledge the evil, see the evil, and refuse to do it, refuse to take part in it. So going forward here, the character of these men is very plainly pointed, and I'll say women too. It doesn't, pointed out in the Apocalypse of John, or in our case, we know, the cult, the quote unquote frog people, right? The ones that can flip genders quite easy. The transformers, when they are represented as teaching that it is a matter of indifference to practice adultery and to eat things sacrificed to idols. They are gross. You think of the cult of Dionysus. There's so many iterations on this idea, and it's just, what are you celebrating? The flesh, the carnal nature of these satanic people, these Nicolaitans. People that nick, they'll cut themselves up to look a certain way. They don't value the body that they were given. They hate it, and they need to change it and modify it. So who are the Nicolaitans of today? Obviously, these are all Google searches, and you're not gonna get the clearest of answers. But while the Nicolaitan sect is not in practice today, oh boy is it. It's the occult. It's the main thing. Many groups who share beliefs that go against the beliefs of Jesus Christ are thriving. Yeah, that's it. They change their names. They have a million different iterations. The Catholic Church, the synagogue of, They're all the same thing, hiding underneath all these different, the Illuminati, all these different terms. It's all the same. Sexual immorality and abominations against God are still practiced in many communities, and it's prevalent and encouraged, and it's disgusting. And I practiced sexual immorality when I was in my late teens, early 20s, when I was sleeping around. It felt gross. I felt like my spirit was being all all flung around, and I had no grounding. I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't value the people I was doing these things with. I just treated them like, I don't know, a pillow to masturbate into, something like that. It's disgusting, and I've turned completely around from that. And like I said, every day it gets a little easier to see, more Vaseline's rubbed off the eyes, but they're all around us, and they're your bosses, they're your family, they're your friends, so to speak. Not my friends. I mean, acquaintances, people I try to spend minimal amount of time with because they don't want help. They they enjoy their satanic behavior. They want indulgence. That's all they care about. So this brings up, obviously, here, sexual immorality, polyamory. I had never even thought about this until I didn't even think about it. Someone brought it up to me when I was like 22. I mean, it's an obvious thing, like the whole idea of these crocodiles. They get into the swamp and they just screw whoever. Or snakes are known for doing this. They just get in a giant pile, and then whatever happens, happens. The idea of an orgy is a Nicolaitan idea. It's not a human idea. It's disgusting. It shows indifference to love, to genuine love, intimacy, and being personable with people, and more so this idea of toxic, empty-headed, pure lustful indulgence. So yeah, polyamory, as many of you guys know, I'm repeating stuff for you here, but it's important, is a form of ethical non-monogamy that involves committed relationships between two or more people, typically romantic relationships. Essentially, this being in a polyamorous relationship means that you and your partner have the option of dating other people. Polyamory is not the same as polygamy. Now, for these people, which I don't know if they're sold, or I think they may be soulless, this may mean nothing to them. Like, they may think it's fine based on this. This is disgusting to me. I feel like if I were to sleep with anybody else besides my partner, my essential wife, we haven't had as I've gone over before, we haven't had a ceremony because obviously where we lived in Nicolaitans, I'm not going to invite any of these freaks. My family is just loaded with these people, and they throw the signs, and it's disgusting. But yeah, they would think this is fine. They would think of it as a natural alternative. Something that comes to mind is the psychedelic mushroom guru that many of us know about. Terence McKenna talks about this idea, how like olden villages used to always practice this, and everybody was doing everybody, and it was more interwoven society. But I argue against that. I think that we are stronger in a village setting with good family values, and then maybe you go next door to your friend, and then you learn a lesson from them, but you're not sleeping with their whole family, or it's gross, it's vile. And I think we're repulsed by this idea of polyamory. And I don't own a single black and white anything in my house. I can't stand this disgusting clown cult. Ginger hair here, and they're all clowns to me. These are freaks. These are ugly people that are lost, and they need to recognize the beauty of intimacy with one person who you really deeply share with. And I think that's the essence of it, is the psychology of humanity, right? The psychology of humanity and the soul, I think, is such that we are meant to find a significant other and share with them. And I think if you're polyamorous, you're never going to have that. You're always going to be in flux, and you're going to have more of a scattered, discombobulated spirit. You're not going to be wholesome and helpful and loyal in the way that you would be if you were in a strong, intimate relationship with one person that you trust with your life. So many of these people, these Nicolaitans, throw the hand signs, they get divorced. My parents are divorced. You know, somebody else who I follow, RFTK Ohio, his parents are divorced. He's a similar situation to me. It's just I can't stand it. I can't. It sickens me. And we'll continue forward. And part of this disgusting world is these people that live these lives. They're liars, and they don't care if our leaders are masks. And this is just one of my favorite images taken from a Deutsche Videos BitChute video of look at the little card in the ear. This is supposed to be Joe Biden, and it's just a complete obvious mask. Everything looks fake. The hair, just all gross and disgusting. And these are Satanists, Nicolaitans that are indulging and doing disgusting, vain things and putting up for appearances and then hiding in the shadows and then coming out again. And they're gross. Maybe they have to wear the masks to hide from the light. I mean, that's a very genuine hypothesis I have. Maybe they have to wear masks so they can hide their scaly skin from the light. I don't know. My buddy Snow Global on his Facebook, I just made this my cover as well. His cover is Jefferson Davis is Abraham Lincoln. It's the same person. These people wear masks and they're gross. I made a video on this before, but just cementing the point home that there's just these are false idols. They'll do anything to insulate themselves. It's a dark club, and they probably do a lot of stuff underground because that's what they are. They're creatures of the night, and they do things in secret, and they leave us out, and they leave all these little cryptic clues all around their society. And every big corporation is just filled with symbology, and their society is built for them. It's a completely tranified, Nicolaitan-centric society, and we have to walk the narrow path and walk away from all these things that they do because they're in the wrong. So I didn't watch the Grammys. I guess it was this past weekend, and this person in the front, this SZA, SZA character, whatever that means, keeps popping up on social media. Just I don't know. Social media is disgusting, and maybe I should just toss it in the trash. But I don't know. There's like some little bit of hope I have that maybe I can freak these people out, or maybe there's some good people out there. And I think there are some good people out there that are looking through the cracks and have been rejected by society, like myself, and see how awful and evil this world is. But look at this character. It's a clown. Look at that lipstick, how poorly done it is. Look at the eyes, how dark and soulless they are. And then look at, always got to shout out to their daddy. Look at that, Satan. Got to put the two fingers down and put the other two fingers up. Can't help it. Like that's how they roll. It's ridiculous. And bright orange in the background. All of it's there. And this character, SZA or whatever, is advertising about MasterCard, big orange CC33 credit card company, saying that they're going to plant trees. It's just fake. These people cut down trees and hate everything, hate all of God's natural creation, and Monsanto and so forth. That's how they roll. And here he is again. Male jaw, big male lips, no Cupid's bow on the lip, just looking masculine and in the face. Eyes far apart, eyes, brow ridge, and throwing the devil horns always. This is how they roll. And someone was playing or I heard her singing, or him singing. Sounds just like Justin Bieber. There's like no difference between these freaks. They just all sound like Satan. It's Satan's voice underneath it all. That's why they have to call out to him. He gives them their power or whatever. So then this is another, celebrity freak. They look like horses. A lot of these swires, these in utero transgender people look like horses. They have big buck teeth. I'm going to get into this idea. I do not have teeth like this. My two front teeth are not bigger than my canines. This person clearly has giant buck teeth, front teeth, canines, and this is, or sorry, front two big buck teeth, and it looks disgusting. It's scary. This person has a long, disgusting neck and clearly had their Adam's apple shaved. They just look scary. They look like a caricature, and you almost have to laugh. There's a million videos out there about these people looking like horses, and that's what they do. They look like horses because they take Premier, and that's what they are. They're horse people. They don't care. They're indulging in alchemy and doing whatever they can to modify themselves to make an image that honestly is scary when you look at it. And they're just caked on the makeup. You would know this is a man in a second if they didn't have the caked on makeup. And there's no Cupid's bow, big brow ridge, just covered up by all the mascara, a huge philtrum, and just a gross face. And who knows, maybe reptile under all that. So someone who's come onto my channel recently, knowing that I'm doing good stuff now because all these dark, evil people are flooding my channel, is this awake whistleblower person? But look at their picture. Just, what is this? That's, I guess, Tom Hanks there. But the Ouroboros and this alchemy and this kind of male-female, just strange imagery, kind of vaguely reminds me of the Da Vinci piece, the Vitruvian Man, where it's actually sodomy reference. This looks like sodomy to me. This kind of combination of people put together. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. The trans symbol right there in the center. These people are gross, and they're all around us, and they're occultic. This person comes and goes on my first video and says nice 666 name, and I'm like, I don't have a 666 name. I didn't even look up my name on Unfurling Furs or whatever before I made it. I just felt like, looking at trees more closely, looking at the nature of things more closely is where my name came from. And so I just did it, put my name through on the gematria. Where do you see a 666? So this is just a troll, and these people are everywhere, and it's probably just a tranny, androgyne, whatever, and they just stir up trouble and make up nonsense to mess with you. And I just ignore them. This person made another comment. I just ignore it because I think they get paid to mess with us because we're doing good work and they're doing damage control. So on Instagram, somebody posted about procrastination, and I'm like, everybody has procrastination. So I was kind of mildly interested and figured, oh, maybe maybe this will help me out and help me to realize why I procrastinate, and maybe I'll be better and more structured in my approach of work and so forth. But I immediately didn't take this quiz because I don't fit either of these roles. And why does it have to be gendered and whatever? But sloped shouldered, okay, of course he's wearing blue, quote unquote male, high attached ears, Adam's P, is just no brow ridge, soft in the face, doughy. And then look at this one, wonk eye, striking jaw, big mouth. This one has the tiny lips, this one has the big lips. It's a man. So do I pick the female because I match him up more with the female? That's in this situation, I match up more with a swire. It's just everything is tranified. We live in a completely inverted world, and it's hard to get through and hard to know what to do. Difficult to know what is right and what path to take. It's a narrow path. So I guess just getting more into this idea of idols. If you don't know who this person is, it's Lionel Messi, I guess. Some soccer, football star. Emphasis on star Baphomet. Look at the imp. It's an imp. Look at the ears. It's an elf ears. Look how pointy those ears are. Does that look like a regular human being to you? Or I don't know. I'm not crazy about the word human, the hue of man, but does that look like a person to you? Like a natural person? No, this is some imp. And this person is revered, fake hair, little tiny FTM lips, tiny little FTM face. Just, in my opinion, an abomination. Look again, look at that ear. It's an elf ear, an imp ear. A little imp that's on the world stage and is playing these rigged sports. They got the Adidas, 3 stripes on one side, 3 stripes on the other, 33. shouting out to the club. Probably fake veneers, teeth, look like fake teeth. They all get the fake teeth. Sloped shoulders, no Adam's apple, just looks like a little lesbo. No brow ridge, nothing there. And this person is a big false idol. Anybody, people who love soccer, and they look to this person, this tiny little imp, and look, oh, it's the best thing ever. And I mean, the whole idolization of sports balls and all that, it's insane. I think it's pretty much just these Baphomets. But I feel bad for regular people that have fallen into this, because there is nothing to write home about. I mean, how this person makes a living off of playing a child's game, like kicking a ball in the net. How important is that to the world? It's not important. Even when I was interested in things like soccer and basketball, I knew it meant nothing. It was just purely to get, your adrenaline running, I guess, to be invigorating. And but then it's all rigged, and like it's soccer. It's so bad to watch, because they dive and they fake fouls, and it's so cringy. And they'll people will win games and go along with it, and it's just they're a bunch of babies, and people call soccer folks pussies and stuff because of that. And I think it's because, yeah, they're little phonies. It's not genuine, it's disgusting, and it's not something that people should be doing for a living. There's these Baphomets have created this whole society of just ridiculous occupations, ways to live their lives that are so far removed from what a regular good human being living in the word of Christ, one of God's children, should be doing, ought to be doing. This is not playing a little football game. No. And then, yeah, of course, you got to have the Nike Saturn reference. This one always throws the devil horns whenever they score a goal. Always got to shout out to their dad. This little imp. Look at that. And then something that this stupid world likes to embrace is the dark side. Think about Carl Jung, and um, you know, understanding the shadow. You don't need to do that. I mean, nothing in the Bible talks about understanding the shadow, about like your own shadow. I mean, maybe making changes, like repenting for the dark, bad stuff you did when you were just ensconced in this world, didn't know. But once you know, this is just some imp with dead black eyes. Look at those eyes. It's an imp. It's pointy-eared imp. Faker. Tattooed. Look how tiny the arms are. Look how, are you kidding me? This is a man? Look how tiny these arms are. A little child arm. Like, it's an imp. He's Peter Pan. He doesn't grow up. Pan. Emphasis on Pan. I just look, the fake FTM beard, gross little lips. It's just, this is what they sell to you. Fake hair, you can just tell it's fake. Like, look how fake it is put on. They're bald, hormone freaks. They're freaks of nature, and they're not even natural. They're Satan. These are satanic creations, and I'm sick of them. I'm sick of looking at them. And this is a significant reason why I think you got to be careful with any internet thing, because these freaks flood the internet. They're all over it. This black box that we boot up and tune into, it's filled with just abominations. Why? Then you got to scroll through to get to the good stuff. It's frustrating, and you find good stuff few and far between. You have to dig through all this slog of disgusting, vain, self-centered freaks. People that hashtag their videos as viral because they want it to go viral. People that brag about whatever they put out. And it's just disgusting. You're supposed to put stuff out, do it for God, leave it, bye. You know? You don't do it for the attention. You do it because it's the right thing to do, or you do it because you felt it was a good thing. Yeah, you came to you. It was something nice, something good. Here this one is with the wife, the dude wife, the doodly wife, who's, is that how you hold your husband right there, throwing devil horns? And just knows the camera's on her. Oh, gotta flash the devil horns. Look at the imp with the pointy ears, and the man with fake titties and just broader shoulders than the one wearing all the padding. It's just it's disgusting. I can't stand this world. Just so gross. Here it is with the family, and look again. Look how long. Look at the neck with all the veins popping out on the quote unquote wife. Big lips and fake boobs, and yeah, I got a crown tattoo. Yeah, you're royalty. You're Baphomet royalty. All these little girls that they have, little children that they put into the cult, and then all the girls are wearing the shiny stuff, the shiny glittery, sequins outfits, barely fitting in their outfits, swimming in their outfits because that's what these Baphomets do. Black and white duality, bow ties, and just freaks, ugly freaks, false idol, wonk eye, hormoned out freaks. You're not supposed to look up to them. They're a bunch of characters. I'm sure this one's playing another character. I don't know about the wife. This one's definitely playing another character. And this little soccer thing, it's not that hard. Regular human could probably kick this person's butt in soccer. I'm not even kidding. You give a regular human like maybe a couple years to really practice, they probably could kick this person's butt. It's an imp. One of God's children would run the table with this person. So then, on this sporty notion, this is a Far Side comic that I saw recently, so we'll read it. Well, there goes another school teacher who makes 10 million bucks a year. Meanwhile, I'm working my butt off playing professional hoops, and I can barely pay rent. Everybody knows these vain pursuits, these self-centered vain pursuits of athletes, musicians often. Many people that are on the world stage are not nearly as important as what a teacher is supposed to be. A teacher who's working with children and trying to help them out, like this person's all vanity, just kicking balls around and scoring goals, and because people want to watch them and they get money, that's what's revered, instead of someone who's doing the real important work and teaching somebody the better values of life. And yes, our whole education system is completely messed up, but it just shows you how this world works, that it values entertainment over education. And this is disgusting. And yeah, I'm not saying money should be a part of any world. It's a disgusting. Capitalism is satanic, period. But yeah, that doesn't make any sense that somebody playing with a ball, Baal, their favorite demon, is living this luxurious life while teachers are having to struggle and fight tooth and nail to just barely survive. And I've heard so many stories about teachers having to fund their own supplies. The school doesn't help them out. It's not funded. The schools I grew up in were ridiculously underfunded. Public schools I grew up in. And yeah, it's a big charade. I mean, it's so much of it's fake, and it's these Baphomet freaks that snicker and laugh, and they're just playing a joke on you and indulging all the while. So I'm somebody who's really into mushrooms. I read all sorts of books on mushrooms. I'm fascinated by them. I think they're really interesting, and I want to be able to go out in nature and discern between the good ones and not the they're all God's creation to some extent, but the ones that are poisonous and the ones that have therapeutic or healthy, beneficial qualities. Obviously, psilocybin I think is a great tool that we can use but not abuse. Um, and look at this little imp. Got a fake haircut, like grabbing the mushroom. Just looks like an imp. Like you look evil. Why do you look evil? Like it's just these little FTMs like being bards that have like a million things going on. These little magicians. So he's like, oh, playing the trumpet while I'm gathering mushrooms and like running through the forest like an imp. Like, I'm not gonna buy this book like because of the way you look. You look evil. You look dark in the eyes. You don't look good. You probably have all sorts of globe planet propaganda in your text. So I think I'll skip on your book, David. Um, and then to change gears a little bit here, um, it almost looks like we have an FTM with a real woman. That's kind of a very common scenario because I think there are more real women than swires. And I think what this comic is supposed to be pointing at is this FTM is imagining the female bath sign as being nude. But what I see it as in my life is the FTM is imagining a swire when he's married to a woman. And this is, I think, a real tragedy of the commons, if you will, that we have no men anymore. So women feel obligated to marry quote unquote men with she penises, whatever they are, you know, science creations. And I'm not saying all free martins are like this. Some free martins are ostensibly decent, but so many of them, yeah, I mean, they're going to be thinking of, I mean, they're women, so they're going to be thinking of men because that's what they are. So many free martin have hit on me, especially in my early years, and it's really creepy and weird, but I get it because I'm the opposite of you, and that's how our brains are wired. Soft seeks hard, hard seeks soft, and I was confused in my early life and dated a lot of these swires because they were very forward with me, um, and I didn't know better, and now I do, and I think they're often revolting, and I hate that this is the reality where you have, and then I think what it often leads to in this case is FTMs looking at porn and just not being at all sexual with their wives, or like RFTK Ohio's had videos about, never being on top, not really wanting to even have sex with their wife because they're fantasizing about some swire on TV or something. And it's just a gross world we live in, and we've got to see past this Nicolaitan bullshit. Nicolaitan bullshit. So I don't want to just talk about these sports figures. Let's also go. I'm a musician. I consider myself um, much more intrigued by the music that's out there in the world than any. I don't care about sports at all. I think sports are a serious waste of time. It's vanity. I mean, you could argue a lot of music is vanity, and I'm going to say here, like, this character is a character doing the mask face, just looks like a Joker smile. Um, Very soft, has no dimension to any of the face. This is Hans Zimmer. He did like Inception, or she did a bit Inception and a few other films. And it's just they just hold these people up, and this is the new, I don't know, like John Williams of olden day, making all these scores for these satanic films, and just looking disgusting. And here it is with one of the tranny or androgyne wives, and yeah, wonk eye, black and white duality, and then this is pointing down. They're imps. They're wearing masks. They are living the indulgent Nicolaitan life. That's what they do. Here it is with another one of their wives. Look at the arm on this beast. And then, you see this? Look at the necklace. What does it have underneath? The two ball game? That's a testicles and a penis, dude. Why would you wear that necklace? Because that's what you are. You're really a dude hiding underneath that veneer of big hair and glasses and jewelry, and always got you to have your watches. And I just can't believe how ridiculous this world is. It's ridiculous. But they're Nicolaitans. This is what they know. They're old Saint Nick's children, right? And then I think this is definitely like a pando. This is like a panda here. Black and white, duality, probably, sodomite. These freaks, they have many marriages because they live the indulgent life, and you shouldn't be friends with them. You shouldn't want to be around them because they're going to drag you down. They have vain values. All they care about is impressing people and their ego, and probably base sexual things. They don't care about the genuine person there, and they're not digging deeper with that. They're just purely living out their perverse fantasies. So this one's done, I guess, stuff with, I'm sure many of you have heard about this, Mr. Beast, whatever, FTM, with all these wads of cash, with the lightning bolt, lightning bolt, panther, cougar, whatever, always wearing blue and pink because it's the girl underneath. Just has infinite money to waste. No Adam's apple. Fake, everything's fake. Probably fake hair, everything. On destroying things. I watched one video of this person. I was so disgusted. They have to self promote constantly. They're promoting their shitty Mr. Beast Feastables or whatever, with the blue and pink, cyan, magenta, trans propaganda nonsense. Lightning bolt. Satan came down in a lightning bolt. I will never eat your chocolate, you disgusting freak. Mr. Beast. Why would I eat any beast? It's disgusting. You can't eat so many lightning bolts. There's a E lightning bolt. There's the lightning bolt in the high. There's lightning bolts down here. How you just like void this like the plague? There's an X down there. What do you think the X represents? This is disgusting. This is disgusting. Don't ever eat this. It's probably filled with hormone crap. I mean, I'm sure most everything in the store is, and it's just a hard life we have, but we've got to see past it and acknowledge their nonsense. But to get back to the video I watched with them, yeah, just self-promotion du jour, insane, and just destroying things and talking to their cohort, their entourage, like their underlings, and it's just that's what they like. They like this egotism. That's what they are. They're egotistical Nicolaitans. So moving forward to get past the lame beastoid, Hans Zimmer hangs out with who I referenced earlier, John Williams. These kind of are like big film score composers of past generation and now current generation, and just they look gross. This one has like the Hans Zimmer just has fake teeth and just has no dimension to the face. Just looks ugly, wearing a mask as they let you know. And then John Williams, look at the Cupid's little bow, and this looks kind of gross to me. Doesn't look right. Doesn't look quite right. I think it's kind of weird to have a beard and no mustache personally. Um, but whatever. I mean, yep. I don't think that's a natural hand movement to just put your fingers together like that. I think he's calling out to his dad, and ugly, ugly teeth, and testosterone infused beard, no neck, turkey neck FTM, wearing a bow tie to to show you their gentlemanhood or whatever. And then yeah, when you just search John Williams composer on Google, almost every image is them doing this maestro symbolization. Like, okay, you can tell this person here is like, okay, let's go piano, get to us, let's go a little bit softer, take it softer. But if I was composing, I wouldn't make a 666 hand sign. I would just take my full hand and bring it down. But they gotta call out to their daddy, because that's what they like doing. And then yes, gotta bow with the 666, with the not the 666, with the M. And look at that. Star Wars composer John Williams has never watched any of the Star Wars films because they're propaganda. They're meant to break your mind. It's bad. It's sugar, right? It's bad for you. It's all dog shit. I hate Star Wars with a passion. It's so bad. Like they're just playing with glow sticks, and I attempted to rewatch these movies when I was 22, and it is just the acting is so bad. And I think it is on purpose almost, because it's such a joke. It's like, how can you believe this nonsense? How can you be down this disgusting Broadway to destruction? They just pushed it so hard. I can't wait till Star Wars dies, and I know I just hope it dies. It's just so bad. Um, just they don't delve into the environments, and it's not interesting. And it's all this metallic, gross world, and yeah, outer space is the ultimate satanic opus, if you will. It's disgusting. It's devoid of God's creation, and they love it because it takes the good children away from what they should be focusing on, which is nature and understanding plants and doing the first works. What do you think the first works are? Don't you think it's studying God's creation and everything it does, instead of just looking at Hollywood or whatever, Hollyweird? I think it's learning about all the plants, learning about all the fruits, learning about everything, and knowing what it does and what does well with it, and how different plants go well together, and what kind of medicine they can offer us. And yeah, this is the antithesis of a straight and narrow path, is following these Hollywood freaks that throw gang signs. So something else that I haven't seen people talk about is that not only is the Panera bread the 666 in the bread, but it's also pan era. We're in Satan's season, Satan's little season. It's just the signs are everywhere. We're in it, and Jesus is coming back, and he's going to torch this place because it's disgusting. And he knows his children have all these great ideas and want to make an amazing world, and we're stifled by these freaks. And it's plain and obvious, and they do it through their enslavement system of capitalism, and they only like each other, and they make little hand signs, and it's a huge club. And it's not Panera, don't call it that. It's Pan era. It's the era of Pan. So this was a chocolate bar that I bought today, and yeah, they treat you like you're retarded. So it says, "Can you find the flavor?" Look how stupid they treat you like. Place some chocolate in your mouth. Slow down. You're not eating a bag of chips. Take a few bites. Let it melt. Search your back teeth for flavor. Like I've never known how to do that. Like I'm retarded, and I didn't figure out how to find flavor when I was young. Notice any interesting flavors, and then they tell you what the flavor is because they don't trust you to figure it out yourself. Uganda chocolate is rich and chocolatey with notes of vanilla. Oh, thanks for telling me everything. It just makes me think about this. It isn't just, but just as Descendants Defeater. It makes me think about playing Zelda games as a child, and Ocarina of Time comes to mind because they don't let you play the game. You should just let me play the game. Don't tell me how to do it. It's not fun when they tell you exactly where to go. It's not. They treat people like they're retarded. They want you to, go through this quest without with all the conveyor belt help and be a nothing. That's the whole point. You get it? Get off the conveyor belt in every way you can. This is it's I eat this chocolate today, so it's hard. It's multifaceted. Um, I don't want to be giving money to any of these grocery stores. I want to be growing my own food completely, but it's easier said than done, man. It's a hard thing to do, and there's a lot of different things you can do to contribute to that, and do them. Like I'm growing some house plants now, and I've got all these seeds ready. I'm excited for spring and whatnot, but I have my expectations tempered because I know this world. But in terms of growing things, we've got to go all out. So this idea here, I wanted to get into. This video is all over the place, but it's just this idea of these Nicolaitans and how they have infiltrated society in all levels. It's everywhere, right? This is just I went on Google and just searched random crowds of people. Look at this. Just everybody's a free martin. There's not where's the dimension to any of these quote unquote male faces? None of them. All of them have high attached ears. They're all girly men. There's a couple. This looks like a real woman to me right here, on the right. That's like a real woman. Might be confused among all these freaks. Then you got, Swireninas. Look at that one. That's a Swirena back there. Look how big the face is. I'm not saying that's a bad person, but it's just they are the bulk. This is look at that tiny little male face in the back. Tiny little, girl face right there. That's a girl's face. It's all you get. It's a free martin matrix. It's mostly XX around here. And I'm not saying that because you're born that way is necessarily a bad thing. I'm just saying it's where we're at. And this is that same image, but just a few, inches over. And yeah, same thing. What about that is manly? And it looks kind of demonic actually right there. Maybe it's just the pixelation of the image. Maybe they have a unibrow, but that person at center looks like a demon. Like I don't trust that person. Just doesn't look right to me. The ears look strange. Like it looks like they're all broken up. Like that looks like a demon in the back right there above the hat right here. That's a demon. I'll just call it out. They're among us. This is just small group shots here. Look at the collarbones on that one. Look at the tiny little head on the left here with the Adam's pea and tiny little ears and the fake hair. It's just they're the bulk. Look at the long neck. They are the world. We are not of this world. Look at the shrunken head. It's a girl hiding. It's what it is deep down. Look at wearing pink because that's what it is. And they're so cushy and kind. Like that's. I don't know, but this I get the kindness of a woman in that right person, not in that far right. But yeah, they got the high waisted trousers look, tiny little torso on the left, and then big dude in the front, long arms. And this is just again the same image, just a few inches over, And it's just they're all trannies. This is all we get. This is all it is. Everybody I grew up with, they're all throwing same gang signs. They're all doing it. These Nicolaitans, it's what they are. They run with each other, and they are the Matrix. This is all Martins. Nothing about these are men. The way they're posed, everything. And they love alcohol. They love taking pictures with alcohol. They look like freaks. They love taking pictures with alcohol because it's just this broad way to destruction. Alcohol is a broad way to destruction. Beer is a well in the Bible. I think that just something about that. It just goes to show you that it's like this empty, vast emptiness. These are caricatures. They're not people. They're disingenuous. They're all buddy buddy with each other, and they push poor values. Here you have the 33. 3 stars, Baphomet. That's what they are. Big buck teeth. Big buck teeth, bigger than the canines. High attached ears, chubby in the face. No, like, what is that neck beard? No Adam's apples to be found. Beer, beer, beer. They love it. They love it. And then you get the inverse, right? You got the monster. They can see through the veil, right? Freaky wonk eye. Where the creature monster. Why would you ever drink Monster? I never drink Monster in my life. It's for them. It's their, I don't know, maybe they need taurine because they're carnivores. I mean, look at these canines. Those are sharp ass canines. And then I got the buck teeth that are bigger than the canines. It's just insane. And then the pudgy FTM in the middle with no neck. It's just all flipped. And every big natural humans, why would you ever go to big events? Like, what? It's just these freaks everywhere. That's what they are, Nicolaitans. Look at this one. This one's crazy. Okay. So you're like some Lord of the Rings. Look at this shirt. Pink raccoon. Some Luciferian one eye. Downward cross. Throwing the Mason M. Why do you do this? Because they're going there. They're already there. It's a Broadway to destruction. They were dead already. They're dead. Dead in the eyes. Not present. Going to hell. Like, you can change. You don't have to do this, but you just so vehemently behave this way, and we have to point it out because there's people that just don't get it, and they need to get it. These are Satanists, and boy, oh boy, do they need our white magic. Boy, oh boy, do they need our help because they're lost. They are freaking lost. How can you, this person, how can this, is it, do you have to let me know that you're a girl underneath your black white raccoon veneer? Do you have to let me know that? Like, who cares? Why can't you just be a person and be there instead of, no, I'm really hiding and look at my demeanor? And that's just what they are. They sicken us, and we hate them with perfect hatred. Yep. I mean, this is just what, FTM dress like girls. They got nose piercings. They got earrings. They have an eyebrow scar because they get brow work done. Brow ridge. Fake brow ridge. They have no dimension to their face. They're all soft and pudgy. They have no neck. They have throw Mason M's. They have, like I said, painted on nails. They drink disgusting corporate crap. They just are, everything is effeminate. There's nothing masculine about this. Fake beard. Everything is fake. Like, we're just surrounded by them. Like, it's hard. Here, I just wanted to show the soullessness. Where is your pupil? What is your pupil doing? There's no pupil. Is this just this? Maybe it's just the quality of the photo, but I don't think so. I think that these are soulless people. They're not there. They just put on a little show, and that's all they're there to do. They were dead before the ship sank. The Modest Mouse album. That's what they are. They're not even present. Big buck front teeth, bigger than the canines, And then, I mean, they might know the Bible, but are they really using it? And is this person even a prisoner? Just wearing orange? It's got the femme lip. Prison's a big thing people should look into. They all wear orange, right? Maybe they're actors. The only true prisoners are probably real humans. Like, they run the show. They can say, let the murderer go. They don't care. So they're supposedly needing more Bibles, and Bibles clearly are helpful, but man, oh man, I don't know if I trust this prison system. It's with the orange and all the symbology behind it. That seems like a bunch of nonsense to me. And then yeah, here, the buck teeth, Nosferatu. Where do you think that comes from? It's them. It's them. It's what they are. Unicoid. That's what it is. Look at my teeth. Small, like they're smaller than the canines. Look at that. Look at the lips. They're not freaking, they're not the up down whatever lips. You know, Cupid's bow. It's just that's a man's mouth. I'm a man. It's Angelina Jolie's mouth. That's whatever. Julia Roberts, whatever. That's it. It's just we're in a backwards world and we gotta survive. That's it. You know, stay straight and narrow and Jesus Christ is the answer. Here's my hand. Look at the digit ratio. How many men do you know that have this? Look at that. Long semi-pinky ring finger, short index, big knuckles. And then look at the vascularity. You know any men with vascularity like this? The most vascularity you see, Maria Shriver, Angelina Jolie, and all the, yeah, that's the vascularity. You don't see Jack Black with any of this vascularity. No. Look at the thumb. You know any men with this thumb? Goes in, big knuckle. Now, as to why we have this, just everything about the man is lean. Like our skin is so tight to us. We're skeletal. So I think the thumb, it's indicative of what we ought to be doing. And I think it's working in nature, working with wood, working with God's creation and be doing a lot of the lifting and the harder work. Not the harder work, that's terrible to say, but the more physical work. And I think that's reflective here of the thumb. Goes in on this fat, pudgy FTM thumb. Oh, you want to call me a snowflake too? Sure, I'm wearing snowflake pajamas, whatever. But yeah, thankful for this dude here. Just let it burn. Let it burn. Let these stupid banks. Anybody who works in a bank, stop working there. It's a facade. Stop doing it. Why are you working at a bank? That's the Broadway to destruction. Banks should not exist. Banks withhold money. Banks are a scam. They're a scam. I use a credit union, and I should get out. It's a scam. I want to get out. I want to get out as soon as I can. I hate it. I hate the system. It's corrupt. It's broken. It's going to burn. Let it burn. And yeah, you're not going to be like one of these Nicolaitans. No. You're not going to get a big audience. Often these videos, I feel like I'm making them for myself. It's just like a video diary. But sometimes people look at them and I get a comment. Sometimes people look at them and I get it through a different channel. There's this guy I've been talking to. Good dude. He's on Instagram. Makes good music. And I've been talking to him on there. And he seems to appreciate what I'm doing. He makes good stuff. That's what it's about. Maybe you can help one person. Maybe you can find, even if it's just, you're shouting at the wind. This isn't the most coherent video. No. But at least it feels good to release this darkness and let it out, and all these thoughts that have been building up for days, and just let it sit and let it not let it sit, but let it breathe and let it get out and understand this idea of perfect hatred. And it's rational. I don't like what these people do. I don't want to be in their world, but we're in their world. Clearly we have things to hone and things to do better so that we aren't bothered by them. Clearly I'm bothered by them, and I don't want to be bothered by them anymore. I don't want to be in their world. I want to realize true peace, true equanimity, and maybe that comes in heaven, and this whole place is just built to burn, and that's what it is. I don't know. God knows. But part of me feels that there's a significant chance that we have here to completely change the tide. And this place will burn, and the good people will get together, and anybody who's throwing gang signs and acting weird is going to be left out, because that shit is not going to fly. So The size of your audience doesn't matter. Keep up the good work no matter what you're doing. It's for God. It's not for man. And hopefully people see that and they're made better by it. And they also lean on the creator, the true creator God, and they go away from all this obviously satanic, wretched, just disgusting stuff that has completely infiltrated our lives and wasted away so many lives. So seek out God, rebuke these people, and pray, pray, pray that maybe they can see the light. But honestly, the way I feel is they aren't going to find it. That's how I feel. And I don't want to look at them anymore. I see their stupid games, I see their stupid hand signs, and I just I'll call them out. I'll stare at the hand sign. I'll look at their face. I'll stare at the hand sign. I'll look at their face. I'll say, huh, nice hand sign. Actually, I haven't done that one yet. I'm going to do that. So I haven't said that one. I'm just going to, huh, nice hand sign. Just blatant to their face. Throw them off. They are little imps. They will run away. They do not fight. They run away. They hide. That's the nature of them. That's how Satan works. So there's nothing to be afraid of. Be strong in Christ. And these Nicolaitans, their time is up. Their time is up. I am not afraid of these freaks. I'm gonna run around and do whatever I want. In reason. Obviously, I'm gonna take care of my family, but I'm not gonna be beholden to this disgusting Baphomet Nicolaitan culture because it's burning, and it's these people that just indulge at every corner are gonna meet their maker, and they'll burn unless they repent. So pray they'll repent and make good works for God.